Sicano here. So we're going to be coming together today on the Nearpod Draw It Slide to create a spooky landscape. Really excited about this. We have Halloween coming up, and I always like doing a Halloween project around this time of the year. So let's begin. Now, I'd mentioned in the previous slide, there are three major components that you're going to need to have in your landscape. So I'm just going to type them out right now for you. You are going to need a background. So if you remember and had done the laundry landscape, back a few months ago, we had broken down the science of Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night, where we were able to distinguish the background, which is the part of the picture that is furthest away from us. Remember, we're talking about a landscape, so something from the natural world. So the furthest part or furthest from us is the background. Then we have the middle ground, which kind of sounds exactly what it means. It's that middle ground between obviously the background. And finally, the foreground, which is the part of the picture to which it seems to the viewer it appears closest to us. So those three elements are going to need to be included in your design. I'm just going to leave that over there for now as a reminder. Okay. All right. So again, let's just go ahead and break down, just so that we're clear, um, using Starry Night just to model quick as a quick refresher. All right. So we got Starry Night here. Now, obviously, I'm not going to include this. I'm just using this as a way to kind of demo this so that everyone understands. So again, let me go to the drawing tool, and I'll be able to kind of highlight, as we did last time, the different parts. So generally, this area here, up until about the mountains, this area would be considered the background. Let me go ahead and switch colors here. The middle ground would be kind of this area. There's a mountain range in there. So that would be kind of between the obviously the background and the the foreground. And then finally, the foreground, which is the viewer, what appears closest to them. Okay, so switch my color. So down here where we see the cottages, as you remember from our previous lesson, the cottages, the church here, chapel, and then this large kind of towering structure. This is all would be considered the foreground, what appears closest to us. And then just one thing to kind of consider: the things in the foreground, okay, are going to be drawn proportionally much larger, uh, depending on whatever it is you're drawing. But things that appear closer to us are larger, and that things far away in the background are typically smaller. So we're going to want to keep that in mind for our drawing. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and first get rid of this picture. Again, clicking on the picture. Just getting rid of it really quickly. Going back to the typing tool. Trashing it. And then just using the eraser to get rid of all this stuff because I don't want it to be a part of my drawing. I just wanted to be able to make sure everyone was clear as to what we needed for our spooky landscapes. Okay. All right, so I think the best way to start this is to just section out where you think your foreground, middle ground, and background will be. All right, so let's get started. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the drawing tool. I'm gonna lower. It's a little off screen there, but I'm gonna have a small drawing point for this. Okay, and just use a black line for now. All right, and this will be my that's strange. This will be my foreground. Sorry about that. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna try that again. I think I want more of a dramatic angle on it because I think that's actually gonna help when I go to build the middle ground. The middle ground, I think, um, yeah. Let me give this a shot here. So again, going back to the drawing tool, do like it's on like a slight incline. Okay, and kind of levels off. All right. So that's going to be the thing that's closest to me. Then I'm going to come back to the left hand side. This is going to be my middle ground. Put like a slight kind of dip. So it's kind of looking like if you can kind of envision it, kind of like a rolling kind of hill maybe. And then my background, I'm going to do like a small kind of cliff in the back. So again, it's just simple lines, but again, down in this section will be the foreground, the things that appear closest to us. Again, you all have free reign in terms of making this spooky picture. I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with. Let's go ahead and add some drawings here. So I'm going to go back to the drawing tool and start. I'm going to change the color. I think I'm going to do like a spooky, haunted, kind of like graveyard. That might be kind of fun. Let me change that again. Okay, and I'm changing the size of the drawing tool. It kind of helps move things along, and like I'm not like again, I'm not trying to like perfectly color in like everything. I kind of like the rough digital look of a drawing like this. So just kind of like letting it happen. I'm staying as best I can in that section, the foreground, but really quickly you kind of just like fill this in. All right. Be careful. Sometimes the mouse can get tricky, and like you feel like you're drawing and then like a bunch of lines disappear. That's happened to me a few times. So just kind of be conscious of that. Making sure you're holding down the button as you're drawing. If you double tap on it, it does this like weird thing. All right, so yeah, so I got my foreground started, and then maybe I'm gonna do check out what other colors I got. So I got that brown. Gonna go with this dark brown for the middle, the middle section, mid ground. All right, just kind of letting it happen. Go. And quickly coloring it in. It's all right to have like it's kind of hard to sketch in like a traditional sense, but we can think about this as like sketching. All right, we're just gonna put in that back and change the color. So again, I'm focused right now on just creating the foreground, middle ground, and then obviously the background. And the background will be, in part, this kind of mountain. We're going to talk about silhouettes later in this unit. Actually, the next lesson, we'll go more in depth on that. So, but I'm going to kind of hint at it and then give you like a little preview of what to expect for tomorrow's silhouette lesson because it's going to play into your final work that you'll make on Friday. Okay, so all right, so that's looking pretty good. All right, and then I'm gonna do like a spooky sky. So I really want to use like a purplish sky. They don't have purple. That's kind of a bummer. What about here? They have a color. Kind of don't have a color that I can use. All right, so why don't I do like a big giant like moon? I think that'd be kind of neat in the sky, and then we'll kind of figure out how to work out the rest of the color for this guy. So I got this like big shining moon. It'll be nice there. I'm already starting to think about different sorts of characters I can maybe put in and around the moon. All right. And too, if you feel, like you want to maybe try and use some pictures from the picture finder and not just make like a drawing, I think that's fine too. You know what? Let me go ahead and try something. I wonder if I were to say like starry, no, not starry night, night sky, and just see. Maybe I could get like a picture in here, huh? Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can do this. This might work. Interesting. So I got this. Let me see if I could stretch this. Interesting. You know what? Let me go ahead. Ooh. That's kind of cool. All right. You know what? Let me go back a little bit. How about we do this? Let's go back. Let me get rid of the picture first because we're gonna have to do this in layers. So I'm just gonna trash that picture for now. I'll go back to the eraser. I'm just gonna get rid. I'm gonna get rid of a bunch of stuff here. And what I'm gonna try and do for the background is use a like a generic picture of like the sky and the moon and use it as the background, which is something you might want to try too. You'll still need to section out your sections, but let's try that again. So I got again my foreground, my middle ground, left a little of that black, and we'll just see what happens with that. Again, I'm gonna go back night sky. Let's see if I find that same picture. Yeah, I think it was this one. And all right, so I got it here. And let me see if I could stretch it across the page. I could probably get it. Oops. Again, just be careful with that double tap. Let's see if this works. So again, you got to go back to the drawing tool. Oh, that looks neat. Look at that. All right. Okay, cool. So again, I encourage you to use the picture finder to kind of collage in, maybe your background. That really works well. I'm actually gonna spend a little bit more time just kind of coloring this part in because now that I got that picture in there, I think I want to like tighten this up a little bit. So again, yeah, just kind of filling this in real quick. Takes a little extra work, but again, it goes the distance in that craftsmanship. We're always talking about craftsmanship in our work. All right, okay, cool. So got like this spooky. I'm gonna do like a spooky graveyard. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna draw a bunch of stuff now. So let's go ahead. See what color here. Do some white. Do some tombstones. Spooky graveyard here. Put in some detail later. Alright. Make this a square one. Rectangle, rather. Alright, so again, kind of considering the size to which I'm drawing things, so it's as though, the tombstones are closest to me. And I'm going to add a little detail in here, so I'm going to lower my drawing tool and my color. A little definition. Make them look cool. Maybe write something on them. Make that point a little bit bigger. There we go. Do like an RIP. Alright, Alright, so kind of adding in those little details, little outlines. Kind of neat. All right. You know what? Let's go back to the drawing tool. Put in. Let's do like a monster in the middle ground. That'd be kind of neat. So I don't want to draw. You know what? I'm gonna put my monster in the foreground. That's all it is. So I'm gonna put like. Let me go ahead and change the size of the drawing instrument. There we go. Do like a weird like creature from the Black Lagoon. That's like one of my favorite old school horror movies. It's kind of lurking around here. So again, I'm just doing a little quick gesture drawing, building building out the character. Right, I'm drawing him rather large in relation to the tombstones in the foreground. Alright, so I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger. Color that guy in. Again, I'm kind of being quick. Getting in the major areas. I like kind of seeing the lines. I like to kind of see the work come together slowly. I like to leave some of those thinner lines in it. Alright, so I got that creature from the Black Lagoon here in the graveyard. You could make up a monster or take inspiration from a monster or creature that you've seen before. That's cool. Put some weird fingers on this guy. He's ready to go. Okie doke. Go ahead. Let's try a different color. Put some details in the character. Starting his chest, like a weird lizard chest or turtle chest. I don't know. I can't remember what he looks like, but kind of working with these colors. And I always like to get a nice crisp black line on the outline. So I'm going to go ahead and do his face. Get some weird bug eyes here and a weird big mouth. It's got like these weird ears. And again, you could just kind of make up your own stuff too. Don't feel like you need to work from something, that already exists. I really rather see you guys come up with your own ideas. So just kind of moving quick here. All right, cool. Let's put in like some shrubbery. You know what? Maybe I'll put change the color of the background here. So the middle ground rather, it could be kind of like a lake. So that makes sense, right? The creature from the Black Lagoon. I should probably start with blue, and then I'll put some black in it. So the creature from here's the lagoon he's living in. That's in the middle ground. I'm just kind of hinting at he's coming from the water here behind him in the middle ground into the graveyard. Just have fun with it. Put some work into it. Blue eyes. Got weird blue eyes. Alright, let's put in some finer detail. Some shrubbery and weird grass and stalks coming out all over the place. It's kind of cool. Alright, and let's see. I'll try and use the picture finder again. What about let's see if I could find a creepy tree. I don't know if this is gonna work. Let's give it a shot. Creepy tree. Alright. Interesting. Kind of need something that's not completely silhouetted. Let me see if there are some other ones here. Try this. Actually, let me look at the next page. Do one more shot here. This is kind of neat. Maybe this one. Let's try this one. So I don't know if this is gonna work. Let's see what it looks like. It's not that bad. I mean the background, but I think if we were to just like use the black and just black it out, it just looks like the black of the sky. That kind of works. Can kind of be a little creepy. You know, and again, you know, we're working with what we got. And I think this is looking, you know, pretty cool. Again, it takes a little extra steps. But again, if you get, you know, if you take the extra step and you get like a cool picture, I mean, it makes all the worlds of difference. Makes me happy. All right, yeah. So you got kind of like, and I think we could also like add some details to the actual tree. So we're collaging. We're using these digital images for our backgrounds, for other details. Like we can get a lot done here. So I'm even gonna try and push it. Let's get some fall colors here, since we're talking about good old Halloween. You could just kind of put some, you know, kind of block out some of that background that I don't want to see anymore. You know what I mean? Kind of put some leaves, you know, on the ground here. I'm actually gonna increase the size of my drawing tool, so I'm covering more area. That looks pretty. That looks pretty solid, you know. Kind of neat. All right. This wild tree here, and I'm just gonna go in add like a second yellow, just to kind of like highlight a little bit. Put little highlights in there. Favorite. It's my favorite time of the year, the fall, particularly in New York City. I love New York in the fall. Okay, so yeah, I mean there you have it. You know, I mean it's a simple kind of drawing again. Make sure that you have you know, your background, middle ground, and foreground. You know, some kind of details in terms of what you want to how you want to make it spooky is fine by me. I'm actually gonna try one more thing in here. Let me see if I can get sills. Silhouette. Let me go back. Let me go back here. Do a silhouetted witch. Let me see if I could find a silhouetted witch and then put her against the moon. Let me see if I can do that. Let's see if this will work. I don't know where the picture is. Let me try that again. Try this one. There we go. We still got the white background, but you know what? Can put it maybe in the tree. Let's see how that works. And we kind of lose her. All right. In any case, just to review again, make sure you have your background. Okay. I would suggest starting with the background. Start with the picture, like the night sky is really easy to get done. Have your middle ground, which is a section in here for my creature from the Black Lagoon, this blue area, and then your foreground up front here, which is the closest to your viewer. Make sure you have those three spots. And I hope you guys have fun. Can't wait to see what you come up with, and I'll see you next time.